So lovely to see you, Zendaya. Congratulations.
Thank you.
1/3 of this film, you're in your underwear. So you are emotionally and physically exposed. What did that do to you?
That is I love that you said that because that was actually a choice that I made. There's a part where Sam, he kind of came up to me. He was like, "Z, you don't want to put on like something because I feel like people might be." And I was like, "No, no, no. I want her to kind of fight without having this armor." I think it made it a little bit more difficult on me as an actress, to have to like command this like this, with this authority and this power without having any help. It was just me and my like gangly little body. So I had to be very like present and aware of everything that my body was doing, which I thought was like an extra challenge. And I had to be stripped back and had nothing else to kind of rely on and just do it on my own. She's naked in a sense, and that's like a very vulnerable place to be, and to work from that and find power in that vulnerability, I think is can be tough, but also really, really exciting.
Very exciting. It was wonderful to watch the chemistry between you and John David. As a producer, why did you bring him aboard?
Well, Sam kind of wrote Malcolm and Marie. I mean, he wrote it because I asked. I was like, "Hey, can we do something?" But he, he kind of wrote it for John David and myself.
Oh.
He knew that he was writing it for me, obviously, but the only person in his head when he was thinking of writing Malcolm was John David. So those are the people he saw as he was writing it, and we just kind of fingers crossed that when he called him with about like less than 20 pages of dialogue, that hopefully he'd be interested, and what was really interesting is because he was only like however many pages in, John David was already asking questions that we didn't even think about, like was asking these really thoughtful and insightful questions that I think help shape my idea of where the film was going to go and Sam's idea of where he was going to write it to go. And he was kind of already acting as a producer before, he was even decided he wanted to come on or not. But he's great at that, and really special.
What did you get to say as Marie that you don't get to say as Zendaya?
That's a good question. I think there's a lot that both of us, I think both Malcolm and Marie say that I probably maybe wouldn't say, or would say a different kind of way, or there's things that I've said in my personal life that I just don't feel like I should say, you know what I mean? Like there's all these things. But I think I'm trying to think of specifically a great line that Marie says, but I kind of just, I love.
Well, one of the things she says to him is, "I'm the only one who tells you the truth." So I was wondering, are you good at telling other people the truth?
Sometimes and sometimes not. I think it depends on how comfortable I am. I think one thing that I think is special about Sam and I's collaboration is we're brutally honest with each other. So if he writes something and I feel like it's like BS, I'll tell him. I was like, this doesn't work for me. It doesn't make sense. I don't connect to it. And the same way that if he feels like my performance isn't there, or there's a take where I just wasn't connecting, he'll be like, I don't buy it. And in that way, we push each other to be better creatives. So I'm very grateful that in my like creative space or my creative world, I can be honest, and I have a space where it's never about ego, but just about making a better piece of art.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.